no matter how the key was turned. It always pointed in the same direction. Following the direction of the key, the woman found a keyhole on the doorframe. The man inserted the key into the lock. His wife's smile froze instantly. His arm disappeared through the door. It was as if he passed through an invisible door, but his hand wasn't harmed in any way. He guessed this was likely an entrance to a parallel dimension. Jack wanted to explore the other side, but Jenny stopped him. She handed him a tennis ball with their names written on it. Jack threw the tennis ball outside the door, and it disappeared as it passed through the door. It seemed to have crossed into another world. The ball rapidly flew back, and the writing on it changed. It now read, "How you know our name?" Jack believed there was a secret hidden behind this door. He wanted to see the world on the other side. He inserted the key into the lock again. Jenny tried to stop him. She feared that there might be danger on the other side. Jack assured her that he'd only stay there for 5 minutes. He stepped outside and instantly vanished. Jenny anxiously waited in the room, but hours passed, and she still hadn't seen Jack. Finally, driven by curiosity, she decided to check outside. She stuck half of her body out of the door. In this space, she saw another woman who looked exactly like her, and clearly, the other woman was just as shocked by this sight. Jenny quickly retreated back into the room. She pulled out the key, but then, thinking that her husband still hadn't returned, she put the key back into the lock. Days passed, and Jenny still had no word from her husband. She could no longer bear this life. Driven by curiosity, she finally decided to enter the world outside the door. She went into the kitchen and saw another version of herself cooking. She asked where her husband was. Jenny number 2 seemed stunned at first, but then, she calmly replied that her husband was outside playing football. But Jenny argued that her husband didn't play football. Jenny number 2 explained that many versions of herself had come to find their husbands, but this world didn't belong to them, because every time the key was used, it opened doors to different parallel worlds. Jenny number 2 urged Jenny to return to her own world, but Jenny could no longer stand the life she had, so she killed her other self with scissors. She brought the body back to the original world. She tied a string to the key and slowly pulled it tight. The key was pulled out of the lock. She thought this would prevent anyone from opening the door again. After cleaning up the crime scene, her husband's voice came from the room. Jenny rushed out and embraced her husband. Although this wasn't her original husband, Jenny was now completely mad.
I missed you.
I miss you too, but...
Clearly, this Jack hadn't noticed anything strange about his wife. Jenny thought she could finally live a normal life. But that night, she heard strange noises outside the bedroom. She went out to check and discovered that the entrance to the parallel dimension had been opened again.